Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, the place for entrepreneurs to get all of their business and branding questions answered. My name is Nicole, and today I am teaching you how to brand your Instagram profile. Fear not, it is not that hard, and it doesn't take that much time to start implementing these changes. So pull up a chair, relax, and let's dive in. So the first thing I want to talk about is the branding process. If you have not gone through a branding process to create your own personal brand, then I highly suggest you do that. And I actually have a really reasonably priced program called Brand Yourself. It takes you through the step-by-step process to creating your own powerful and aligned and aesthetically beautiful personal brand. I'll put it in the show notes below. The branding process is going to help you with the tips I'm going to give you today in this video. If you haven't gone through the branding process, fear not, you can still do these tips I'm going to give you today, but it's just going to make it that much easier to brand your Instagram profile and any other social media platform that you have if you have gone through the process of creating your personal brand. So my program's called Brand Yourself. It's in the show notes below. But now that you know that, let's dive into the tips for today's video. Tip 1, know who you're marketing to. And this is something that I work with with my clients when we go through the branding process, because it's really, really important. If you don't know who you're marketing to, who you're helping, your message is just kind of all over the place. It's not consistent and it's sporadic, and it's going out to the masses of people in the world, but it's not speaking to any one person in particular. And so it gets lost because there are so many people in the online space. And if you don't have consistent marketing in the messaging that you're using, in the content you're creating, then your content's just going to get lost, and it's not going to be cohesive or create a visually appealing Instagram. So know who you're marketing to so that you can create content visually and verbally and all those things in a consistent way that speaks to the person that you want to help. Once you figure out who it is that you're helping and marketing to, then you know how to speak to them, you know what type of content they're looking for, and you can create content that is consistent on your platform. I am going to be talking about the visual aspects of your Instagram in the next couple tips, but once you know who you are talking to, who you're marketing to, it's easier to write content and it's easier to create visual content that's consistent and that also speaks to that customer. Okay, does that make sense? Let's move on to tip 2. Tip 2, always use the same colors and typography when you are creating any type of content for your Instagram profile. Whether you're creating stories in an outside app, or you are creating a post, or you're creating shareable visual content for a post, you want to make sure that you're using your fonts and your colors so that everything is cohesive and matches. You can also use those colors for your highlight stories if you want to make your highlight stories cohesive and matchy. It's totally up to you. It used to be a little bit more trendy to make sure they were all matching, and now you kind of see a mix of people either not doing any highlight story covers at all, or they still have kind of some matching or complementary highlight story covers, but they are always on brand so that they match, right? It's so important to just use the same colors and fonts over and over and over again, because it just keeps this consistency to the feel of your Instagram. And also when people see your shareable content, or they land on something that might have been shared from your profile page, they're gonna know that it's yours because it has your fonts and brand colors. So the best way to figure out what colors and fonts you want to use is to go to Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I tell my clients to create a brand dump board where you go in and you just pin all sorts of fonts that you like and all sorts of brand colors, and you can get an idea for what type of colors you want to use. If you want to know a little bit more about this process, you can watch this video here. It's from a recent series that I did all about the branding process, and it walks you step by step on how to create a brand dump board on Pinterest. But yeah, once you have your colors and you have your fonts, make sure that you're consistent with them on your Instagram profile, and use those colors and fonts for every single thing that you post. And once you've decided what fonts and colors you want to use, make sure that you keep using those on all of your content. So if you decide that you want to create shareable content where maybe you're sharing a quote, or you've created some type of teaching PDF, use the same colors and use the same font every single time. Tip 3, make sure that you use the same preset or filter for your photos. Because I have a photography background, I use Adobe Lightroom. I love Lightroom because I have the app on my phone and on my computers, and it's just a really quick thing for me. I have the same presets that I use every single time, and those are the only ones that I use for my photos, for my brand. So I've chosen these filters because they reflect my brand colors and I use them every single time. I don't mix and match filters and I stick to the same editing. When you switch around your editing and you switch around the colors, it makes the profile very inconsistent. And even though it's a subtle thing, it's something that people notice. Maybe they don't notice it consciously, but they land on a profile and they think it's so visually cohesive and stunning, right? All of the images kind of fit together like a puzzle piece, and that's because they're using the same editing methods. So you don't have to use Lightroom, but if you do, I actually have presets that I've created myself. I'll put them in the show notes below, and they're for Lightroom. I love Lightroom. It's the app I've been using since the beginning of my photography career, and I highly suggest it for everybody who wants to professionally edit their photos. If you don't, there are free ones out there like VSCO and Snapseed, and even most phones these days can edit very well, but you want to make sure that you can save your filters or presets so that you can reuse the same one every single time. So there you have it, 3 easy tips to brand your Instagram profile. I hope these tips were helpful. If they were, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below asking any type of business and branding questions that you might have. As you know, the more you engage, the more the algorithm picks this up and the more my channel gets shared and I can help people that need my content. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe and ding the bell. I make new videos every Thursday and you'll get notified when they come out. All right, friends, sending you so much love and light. Until next time, bye. Can you see this mess? This mess? Yeah, we're actually moving. And by the time you watch this, we will be driving cross country, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, it's total craziness. Did you notice that my hair's shorter? Yeah, I tried extensions for a few weeks. I couldn't hang. Mostly it's because where I'm moving has the ocean and I'm gonna be swimming a lot. And I'm gonna be swimming a lot on the way cross country. So I didn't want to be messing with extensions or not being able to go swim. So I took the extensions out, and because we're in quarantine here in California, I just cut my hair myself at 1 in the morning. And I love it. I love it. My children are loud, 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 loud. It's really loud on my street today and I'm going crazy.